Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, especially to what's happening in the NFC South, you know that the Atlanta Falcons are not just sitting still. No, sir, they're actively shaping their future, and a recent move could be the catalyst for a whole new chapter in their quest for NFL dominance. That move. A trade for Cleveland Browns tight end David Njoku. That's right. The Falcons are eyeing Njoku, and this isn't just some rumor floating around. It's a strategic, calculated decision that could be transformative for their offense, especially considering the current state of their tight end position, notably the situation with Kyle Pitts. Let's talk about Kyle Pitts first because, honestly, that's been one of the most discussed topics among Falcons fans. Drafted 4th overall back in 2021, Pitts was supposed to be the franchise's next great tight end, a matchup nightmare with that size, speed, and athleticism. At least that's what everyone hoped for, but fast forward a couple of seasons and the story hasn't quite played out as expected. Pitts, despite his incredible potential, has struggled to meet those lofty expectations. Since his rookie year, he's not surpassed 55 catches or 700 yards in a season. Sure, injuries and some tough defenses have played a part, but even in the seasons he played fully 2023 and 2024, his production has been underwhelming. The Falcons have tried to position him in different ways, but he just hasn't been able to find that consistency or that clear role that unleashes his full potential. And let's be honest, the Falcons are a team on the rise. They've got a promising quarterback in Michael Penix Jr., who showed flashes last season and looks poised to take that next step towards being a franchise guy. If Penix continues to develop, the Falcons could be serious playoff contenders. They've got a solid core with Bijan Robinson, who's already shown he's a game changer, along with Drake London and Darnell Mooney providing the offensive firepower. But what's been missing? A reliable, high-caliber tight end who can be a consistent threat in the passing game. Pitts, despite his talent, just hasn't been able to fill that role fully. So bringing in Njoku makes a ton of sense because he's a tight end who's proven he can produce, and at just 28 years old, he's entering his prime. Now, why would the Browns be willing to part ways with Njoku? Well, there are a few reasons. First, the Cleveland organization is going through a bit of a rebuilding phase. They recently invested a third-round pick in Harold Fannin Jr., a promising young tight end out of the draft. Fannin is seen by many analysts as a potential superstar in the making. He's a versatile player, great route runner, underrated run blocker, and excellent after the catch. Fannin, at just 20 years old, projects to be a matchup nightmare, and with the Browns having just drafted him, it makes sense for them to explore trading Njoku while his value is still high. Plus, Njoku is set to be a free agent in 2026, so moving him now could give the Browns some valuable draft capital and roster flexibility as they continue to rebuild. From Atlanta's perspective, this isn't just about acquiring a talented tight end. It's about making a statement. The Falcons are showing they're serious about contending now. They want to maximize their offensive potential, and Njoku fits perfectly into that plan. He's a proven player who can step in immediately and contribute. With his ability to stretch the field and make tough catches, he complements the skill sets of guys like London and Mooney. And if Pitts doesn't work out, or if the Falcons decide to pivot, Njoku could be the reliable target that makes Penix Jr. His job easier and opens up more options in the passing attack. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. But let's not forget, this potential trade isn't just about a player swap. It's about a strategic move that signals the Falcons' intentions. They're not just aiming to be playoff contenders, they're aiming to be serious Super Bowl contenders. And adding Njoku, who has shown he can be a top-tier tight end when used right, could be that missing piece in their offensive puzzle. Remember, the Falcons have been building this roster with a clear eye on the future, but they also know the importance of winning now. The NFC South is wide open, especially with teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and New Orleans Saints trying to find their footing, and the Carolina Panthers still in rebuild mode. So this move could give Atlanta a significant edge in the division, especially if they can combine Njoku's skills with their young, dynamic offensive core. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here. The NFL is a league of adjustments and strategic moves. Teams that are willing to make bold decisions often find themselves at the forefront of the playoff race and beyond. The Falcons, under the guidance of their front office, seem to be embracing that philosophy. They recognize that sometimes trading away a player like Pitts, who has struggled to meet expectations, and replacing him with someone like Njoku, who's proven he can produce, is exactly the kind of move that can shift the balance of power. It's not just about filling a roster spot, it's about upgrading the entire offensive scheme, giving Penix Jr. a reliable target and ultimately setting the stage for a deep playoff run. And think about the implications for the division. The NFC South has always been a bit unpredictable, but with the Falcons making smart, aggressive moves like this, they could be the team to beat. A healthy and productive Njoku, combined with the offensive weapons they already have, could make the Falcons one of the most balanced and dangerous teams in the NFC. It's an exciting time for Falcons fans because this isn't just speculation. It's a clear signal that the team is serious about competing at the highest level. They're not just hoping for the best, they're actively making moves to ensure they're in the mix come playoff time. As we look ahead to the season, many fans are wondering how this potential trade might actually play out. Will the Browns accept a fair deal? What will the Falcons have to give up? Could this move be completed sooner rather than later? These are the questions on everyone's mind. But one thing is certain. The Falcons are positioning themselves for a serious shot at a deep playoff run, and acquiring Njoku might just be the piece that puts them over the edge. And let's not forget, this isn't just about today's game. It's about building a sustainable, winning franchise. The Falcons have shown they're willing to adapt and make tough decisions. Moving on from Pitts, if it comes to that, and investing in a proven player like Njoku could be exactly what they need to finally break through and make their Super Bowl dreams a reality. It's a bold move, yes, but in the NFL, sometimes bold moves lead to the biggest rewards. And for Falcons fans, this could be the start of an exciting new chapter. So as we keep an eye on this developing story, remember that the NFL offseason is always full of surprises. Trades like this can change the entire landscape of a division. The Falcons are clearly aiming high, and with a move for Njoku on the horizon, they're sending a message they're in it to win it. Whether the trade gets finalized soon or if it's still in negotiation stages, one thing is for sure: Atlanta is making strategic moves to elevate their game, and fans should be excited about what's coming next. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and the Falcons are right at the heart of it. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Falcons.